Last Monday night on Raw, everything went as planned. Because we talked about it right here on on Wrestling Talk on the show. Gunther was going to retain his championship. He was going to beat Chad Gable 9 times out of 10. It was going to happen. Especially the way they were building up to the actual main event of the match for the Intercontinental Championship, with those segments involving past historic Intercontinental Champions, and they were building up the fact that Gunther was, if he were to beat Chad Gable in the main event of Monday Night Raw, he would officially beat the Honky Tonk Man's historic record as longest reigning Intercontinental Champion. Now, that's not to say that, it's pro wrestling, it's sports entertainment, anything can happen, live television, and a basic part of storytelling is always giving that small glimmer of hope for the underdog, for the opponent, that he might make it, that he might, make the upset and beat Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. And people in the arena, people watching at home, the entire IWC wanted so badly for Chad Gable to able to beat Gunther on Monday Night Raw, and it just wasn't meant to be. And the fact of the matter is, 4 days away from breaking the historic title reign, it just wasn't gonna happen. At least not at that moment in time. Now, Chad Gable put up a good fight. He did. He did everything he could to try and get Gunther off his game, to try to beat him, to try to make history in front of his family, his daughters, his wife. But towards the end of the match, Gunther took charge, hit 2, 3, 4 finishing moves in a row, and that was it for Chad Gable. And the next step in this story, at least from my point of view, because I firmly believe that if I were in charge of WWE Creative, which again I'm not, and many fans are extremely lucky that that's not going to be the case, that's not ever going to be the case. But if it were up to me, I'm building up to Chad Gable getting up one last shot at the Intercontinental Championship, and I'm building it up for a big stage at Survivor Series in Chicago, I believe. Great pro wrestling crowd, rowdy pro wrestling crowd. They will be completely behind Chad Gable, in his corner, through and through, and it'd be a fantastic stage to bookend Gunther's historic title reign. But we do have to get there, and we do have to take the right steps to get there, because Chad Gable at this moment in time has no stake, has no claim, has no right to another Intercontinental Championship opportunity. And who knows, tonight on Monday Night Raw, Chad Gable might interrupt Imperium's celebration, and we might get another championship match sooner rather than later at the next pay-per-view event. Who knows? Again, I'm not in charge. I don't know what's going to happen. But as far as I'm concerned, the story now needs to be told. You need to be wanting fans to demand Chad Gable get one last shot, one last opportunity at the gold, one last opportunity at the ring general. And Chad Gable has to put his foot forward in making that happen. Whether that be he pours his heart out on the microphone in front of the entire arena, whether it be he starts to tease the fact that maybe the Alpha Academy right now at this moment in time isn't the best foot forward, the best option to go and challenge for a singles championship. And that's going to break a lot of hearts. That's going to make people question Chad Gable. And in my opinion, I'm just saying tease. And then towards the end, Gable realizes, well, Alpha Academy was there the whole time. He needs them. They need him. And that builds up to a big pop from the crowd, and then that leads into the championship match. Again, like I said, I'm just spitballing here. I'm just throwing ideas out there as far as how we can get to one last shot for the Intercontinental Championship, because this historic title reign, it needs to end with putting someone over that absolutely needs it, that hasn't been poised as a future star, that hasn't been poised as a future single star, and Chad Gable, in my opinion, is still one of the perfect bets for that. But again, we'll just have to see how it plays out. As far as the match is concerned, 10, 11 minutes. I believe it had 2 commercial breaks, which is unfortunate. Which is another reason why I want them to have a pay-per-view match, 20, 25, 30 minutes for the Intercontinental Championship on pay-per-view. That would be fantastic. That would be great. That's what people wanted. That's what fans wanted. That's what I wanted. You already saw that. So again, it's just a matter of wait and see. So we have to play the waiting game, and as far as I'm concerned, Chad Gable should be the one, at least right now, should be the one to break the Intercontinental Championship reign of Gunther. We'll just have to wait and see if that indeed happens. So with that said, tune in later on tonight to the USA Network for another episode of Monday Night Raw. I'm Alexis Carrillo. This has been Wrestling Talk, and I'll see you next time.